Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville.
Then a hip hop album review. No and Sadistic, Bring Me Back When the World Is Cured. Second time I believe we do Sadistic on the channel. First time that we do a no produced project. So since it is a first time, I'm gonna give you a little bit of information regarding No. Alternative hip hop rapper, producer, and singer. Founding member of the hip hop group Cunnilinguist and Built to Fade. Currently signed to QN5 Music and APOS Music, APOS Music. Born here in Atlanta, Georgia. Didn't know that.
I think I knew that actually.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. There's not a lot of real Atlanta people in Atlanta no more, so that's pretty dope. And then a little bit of a background on Sadistic. He actually shares a birthday with my middle brother, April 20th, 1986. He is from Seattle, Washington. If we want to get a little bit more specific as to where he was born, Yakima, Washington, which is pretty interesting. But shit, before we get into the review, make sure you check out Odd Friday tomorrow, man. Lil Wayne versus Lil Wayne. Me and BZ both got Lil Wayne. The only rule is can't play the same song twice. How that's gonna work out, stay tuned. Also, make sure that you support your boys by copping the merch, man. Cop the merch. The merch is dope. You know what I'm saying? And then tag us. Once you buy it, hit us up, tag us so that way we can repost you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe, watch this video, hit the like button, join Patreon. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways that you guys can support your boys. But No and Sadistic, Bring Me Back When the World Is Cured. This project, it was very moody. Like I put this on and I'm like, damn, bro, like I don't know how to feel. Like it just it just had me a little messed up with some of the topics and ideas that Sadistic was rapping about on here, especially the intro, Burning Suns. It set the tone for the rest of this. No gave him a very, moody is just the word that keeps coming to mind. I don't know how else to describe it, but because it's not dark and it's not sinister like that. Mike, what was that last project of Sadistic that we did?
Solo Sessions. Wasn't it
Yeah,
Solo
Solo.
Sessions?
Sessions
You know I'm
2,
bad with
too.
names. Okay.
It was Solo Sessions 2.
BZpedia confirmed it. I enjoy Sadistic over that more just because that's the type of music that I listen to more. But I feel like this is more so where Sadistic feels more comfortable. Honestly, it feels like more of a perfect marriage. I don't know how to describe Sadistic on this one, but I wasn't blown away. On the other one, I liked them more because the music sounded more in my wheelhouse. On this one, I'm like, okay, nothing really like smacked me and said, oh shit, this is like, yeah. Like nothing did that for me on this. But I did like Natty, his feature on Mothlight. Natty did his thing. Natty showed off on that. So he had some good joints, but I was just kind of like, on this. Even like the track God Mode, it didn't. When I saw
That
it,
shit was the fucking like the best song on there.
That shit.
You didn't like that?
Fuck.
You didn't care for it?
it's not what I expected. And I guess because my expectation of Sadistic is that project, because that's the only project that I heard. Okay. You know, I know Mike always talks about Sadistic, but I haven't gone back, and that's the only project that I listened to. So I'm kind of taking that expectation and applying it here, and it wasn't that at all. I don't know. My expectation of God Mode was different. Not saying it was bad. It was just like,
What? Wait, y'all don't understand. Like,
because it's just moody, like very somber, moody.
I think that's one of the less moody ones on here.
it is.
I feel you on the moody thing because I think this shit sound like a goddamn like movie score or soundtrack, you know, like because it does have that type of atmospheric beats to it. Like I could definitely hear some of these songs in like movies and stuff like that. I really like how No laced him with production here. And Sadistic, man, he's just so fucking talented, man, when it comes to rhyming and we were talking about flow earlier on our live. Like the way that he could change up his flow, it's like wait, he was just doing this
This
flow
flow,
here,
yep.
and then he did another flow there. And I'm just like, God damn, you don't know what to expect. And I think he flows to the beat, like how he follows kind of like the beat too, however the beat is, because there was one in particular. Like I was like, damn, he's riding that beat crazy.
I feel like sometimes Sadistic does what I hear most MCs do is like they kind of chase the hi-hat of the beat.
Yeah.
or whatever, and like,
I wanna say it was
he does a
Moth
great
Light.
job of doing that shit.
I want to say Mothlight was one of the ones
Yes.
where I really picked up,
Yes.
where I was just like,
Yes.
God damn, that's
Yeah.
dope. I mentioned this on the Vince Staple review. When I first put on a Sadistic album, I have to get over the white man cadence. And I had this problem in the past with artists. But bro, like soon as I get past that, it's kind of similar to like UK artists, how you know how their voices are
the accent
sometimes.
or whatever, yeah.
The accent, like once I get past that, I'm good. Like I'm like, yo, this dude is fucking so talented, man. And if anybody else struggles with that, you definitely just need to just keep pushing through it, keep listening, because this dude, you'll really be missing out on a really talented MC. And I had the pleasure of seeing him live too. So he's not only like good just on record, man. He does the same thing live, and he just has this whole vibe about him that's so like effortless. You could tell he's like an extremely intelligent guy, like just the way he can construct and the way he can do this MCing thing so effortlessly, man. Do you know why he calls himself Sadistic?
I mean, it's just
A rap name.
say that, yeah. Like, he's a pretty sadistic dude.
See, I don't always feel that. And I definitely didn't feel it when we met him.
I mean, if you follow him on Twitter,
See, I
mean,
don't.
That's
So
fucked up,
it's
man.
kind of like he looks like a really
Ain't that
nice
fucked up?
guy.
he's a super
He
nice
is,
guy,
he
but I
is.
think he's one of those guys that kind of like me, that, you know, he's attracted to like the darker things.
Okay.
Like he's really into horror movies.
Right.
He's really into dark music.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But yeah, I mean, I think Sadistic, as far as his music goes, I think it's a pretty good rap name.
No, it is. It's an awesome rap.
I mean,
name.
because of his topics. Like
Oh, okay.
he wrote a
No,
whole
no.
song about committing suicide.
No, I know. I don't hear it until I hear songs like Blue Tree Meadow. Sometimes I can catch it, but sometimes it's not that clear for me. I can catch some stuff in there that sounds kind of sadistic or whatever you want to call it, horror or whatever. I don't know. It don't feel that way. I don't know what it is.
I always feel like that. His music is very dark. I mean, even on this album, I think there's a few exceptions. Where You Want Me, which is
Yeah.
about, I assume it's about his fiance. But I mean, outside of that, I think the majority of these topics are pretty dark. I mean, he talks about being depressed.
And I feel you. It's just sometimes it doesn't come off that way to me. I don't know why, but the listening experience don't always feel like that. It's kind of calming actually. Sometimes, and it might be the production. It might be mostly the production.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
ask him
kinda-
this album
yeah.
or just other stuff. Because this
Yeah.
album, I could kind of see where you
This
would
one in
get that
particular,
from.
yeah.
The tone of his voice is very
Is calming?
It sounds
light.
It's really light. That's why I said
Eek. I don't get that at all.
Yeah, his voice sounds kind of light.
I get light. You know, we talked about the white,
white
boy
man
cadence,
cadence,
whatever.
yeah.
But I would never think that his voice sounds calming.
I was going to talk about another song that I thought was a concept that I thought was super dope was Serpent's Trial of Lucifer.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like,
That shit's
fun-
crazy.
yo, that's a really dope concept, bro.
Yeah.
Like to put Lucifer on trial.
yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like what would his perspective be?
And that was him. using the other, that was him.
Yeah,
using-
it was
doing
came
the
out
other
me of
voice.
Biggie, yeah.
I thought that was him and
Was
No
it?
on the.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
I know No was on.
Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, but I thought that was No again.
Yeah.
Because it didn't really sound like No, but it
Right.
didn't sound like Sadistic either. So I don't know if it was one of them, but they just pitch shifted their voice.
I thought,
Maybe
I
But
thought
that
it
rap
is.
style was more No's than Sadistic.
Okay,
That's
okay.
why I think that was No.
I just
okay.
assumed it was because I started thinking because when I didn't hear much No rapping, I thought he probably just wasn't gonna show up like that on here. So that's why I just thought it was like a Biggie thing where he
Yeah.
just kind of pitch
On Give Me the
shifted.
Loop?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Give Me
I
the
think
Loop.
that's No's flow.
But no, that was a super dope concept.
Great way to finish out the album too.
Yeah, that was
great way to
super
finish out the
dope.
album.
That was
And
super
Can we
dope.
talk about the transition from Rain Clouds Part 1 to 2?
That was
How
amazing. too.
how much his flow on
Yeah.
fucking Part 2.
Yeah.
Now Part 1 was great. Lucy Camp, she
Yeah.
was great.
Lucy Camp is fucking dope.
Yeah,
But
I
Jesus,
fucked with
man.
Lucy Camp.
Part
Yeah.
2, I was like, oh my fucking
Yeah.
God, man.
Yeah.
At the front of every verse on Rain Clouds Part 2, he would say one step away. But then you remember what the next song was? The next song was the Suicide song. So the verse was him referencing like one step away from basically committing suicide, but it was really one track away from the Suicide song.
Got you.
This
got
motherfucker, dude, is something
No, for
different.
sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And remember I told you Blue Tree Meadow was the one where I said that's where I started hearing the Sadistic thing, just kind of getting on a lighter note, man, one of the funniest shits of this album came from Mibbs, where he said, I hit the Indica and I started thinking, why the eggs taste like chicken?
Man.
I was just like, what?
You ever thought about that?
Yeah. And it's funny.
He made me think about this shit.
He made me think about it too.
about this shit too.
I'm like, oh, somebody smoking would definitely be thinking like that. Like, yo, why don't eggs taste like chicken?
And what
Yep.
came first, the
Man,
eggs or the
right,
chicken?
right.
On Disappear. You talking
On
about
Disappear,
Yeah. Shout out
yeah.
to Kip the Gap too. She had a dope ass.
She
verse.
did.
Yeah, she did. She did. She did. I don't want to
verse
overshadow her, but
And
that
shout-
shit, when that shit came out, I
That
was
Mib
just
shit
like,
was funny.
yo, that shit was funny as fuck.
Shout out to No too for with 27 Club and Disappear kind of being a little bit more boom bap heavy.
Yes,
But he still kind of give him a great variety of production. Like
he
shout, out
laced
to,
him.
shout out to No for switching that
laced
shit
him.
up, man. Like that shit was dope as
He
hell.
laced him, man.
Because
He
you
like-
right, Rod. First 5 tracks, I was like, yo, this shit feel like a fucking movie. Like as far as the production, I know I've mentioned to No before, even when we did the Conlinguist reviews, it's like his attention to detail on his production, man, is fucking crazy. And then Carnelia, fucking Sadistic Flow on Nash. That's another song where it was like,
and that's right out. That's
Oh,
right before Mark.
Carnelia.
Like,
yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, because it seemed like the first few songs Sadistic was rapping one way, and then when it got to that joint, I was like, oh shit,
Dude
I
can
said,
fucking rap,
yeah.
bro.
I was like, okay, this guy's a hell of a damn writer, and he can flow his ass off. But FIFO, I do agree with you to a certain extent. Like, yeah, it's definitely a theme, a mood theme as far as the production, at least for the first 5 tracks. But I feel like throughout this album, the production did a good job of kind of switching things up, giving you different vibes, different moods. But yeah, to a certain extent, I agree with you on that one. Though, God Mode, like, I think, was that the single, Mike?
It was one of them. The other single was Neptune's Skin, I believe.
Okay, fucking, because when I heard God Mode, I was like, oh shit, yeah, that shit, man. That's one of my favorite songs on here too. That shit was so fucking crazy, man. Sadistic was fucking going off on that shit.
Yeah, because you just can't name it. God, I was anticipating that song to be good. Because I was
Yeah.
like, you just can't name
can't
it
name that
God
shit God
mode
mode,
and
man.
not be good. So,
Man.
yeah. But it's not just about it being, you know, him going to
Right,
God, but
right,
it's just
right,
like the whole sequencing of everything.
Yeah.
Oh man,
No,
this is a
good,
really good
yeah.
project. I'm glad we touched it.
And I'm glad this is more. Give us more on this one because Phantom Lens, I think, only had like about 8 or 9 tracks on that one, but they didn't disappoint. I remember Mike used to always mention them. So, but then I think my introduction to Sadistic was Phantom Lens because of No. I'm with you. I'm glad we finally getting a chance to like.
I had this man's album as my #1, and this fool didn't even go listen to it.
So that's what I was
know.
gonna
I
That's
say.
know.
disrespectful, bro. I thought he was cool, man. I expect this out of FIFO because me and him don't like the same music. It's fucked up, man.
Oh, yeah,
It's fucked
damn.
up, bro.
I gave you props for a lot
No,
of
that's
stuff that
fucked
you
up,
had
man.
on your
And
list.
we ain't talking about the other stuff. Look at him. He was like, fuck it.
Right. I was like, I don't
He's like, man, fuck it. Just forget it.
I don't got the. You can have it. Die. Just die.
That's funny you bring that up because I actually was gonna bring that up. If he's not #1, he's in the top 3.
He's in
top
top 3
5
every year.
or whatever every year. Why is it that Sadistic always makes sure top 3 or 1?
I just seriously think he's an incredible writer. I've been singing this dude's praises for I don't know how many years now. That I think that he's one of the best writers when it comes to hip hop today. Easy. And I think that honestly, not to make it a race thing, but I think a lot of people do just he sounds too white and they move on. Or they say he sounds too whiny or whatever and they move on. I get that he sounds quote unquote white. I don't really get whiny from him. I think the way he comes up with these concepts and these topics is just super dope. And I'm attracted to the darker type of music. Like a lot of people would be like, I don't want to hear somebody write a song about suicide. But not understanding that someone that may be suicidal hearing a song about suicide will make them not do it. Because they'll be like, oh, well, this guy feels like how I feel.
Right.
People don't understand that type of shit.
Right.
How many writers do you know that could effectively put together a song that's a conversation between Lucifer and God and make it to where Lucifer is actually asking him basically yo, you think you're doing the right thing, but I think I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, man. I thought that was dope.
This shit is incredible. So that's why, I mean, every time he drops something, I'm just like, I can't, how are you doing this and you're so young?
For some reason, I thought he was around our age or something like that.
No.
But nah, yeah, he's like early mid 30s or something like
I
that.
think he's in his early 30s.
Yeah, I think he's younger than FIFO.
Yeah, I mean, I will never, ever, ever thank Chesky enough for turning me on to this guy. He was just like, I think you'll like this, and just kind of threw it. I was like, oh, okay, whatever, guy.
Yeah.
And I listened, I was like, holy shit. This dude's making Edgar Allan Poe references. He's making Charles Bukowski references. And I'm like, I don't hear that in hip hop that much.
That's what I
But
say. He
now
sounds
it's
like a very smart dude.
it's like the horror movie references
Yeah.
then that started to draw me in more. I'm like, oh, me and him actually come from like the same, almost the same wavelength. I just think he's a fucking amazing writer.
No, he is.
And I've been singing this dude's praises, and I'm glad that we got to cover this because I was really wondering if y'all would like this outside of Nose production. So yeah, hearing you say that, it was just he didn't really do it. I'm like, dude, the way he raps on 27 Club, just that. The way he raps on Carnelian, which I'm probably mispronouncing.
Yeah.
The way he raps on his verse after Natty's. The way he's talking about the earth is empty. Like, what the fuck? Ghostly Key? The link between the woe is me is finding beautiful in I forgot the fucking line now, but forgotten the beautiful in the darkest thing, something like that. It's just like the way he puts things is just so dope. It's just
he's a poet.
Not every rapper can do that. Not every rapper needs to do that, but it's just the way he does it is just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Talking about this album in particular, No is another one that I've been talking about for years. People do not talk about him enough when it comes to production. That motherfucker is seriously one of the best in the game, especially when it comes to this sample-based production. Like, I don't know what any of these samples are, but they sound like these old like 60s songs or something. And then he loops in these incredible bass lines and these drums, and it just sounds so fucking good, man. But I don't have a single negative about any of this. I think this is I definitely think this is better than Phantom Limbs. And I loved Phantom Limbs, but I think this is better. Like, I think that these guys have seriously found such a fucking groove with No giving him this type of production and Sadistic knowing exactly what to do with it.
Do you feel like these two should work together like more often? Like, should it kind of be like a team for them at this point?
No. So when y'all were talking about Denzel Curry earlier, I was gonna say Sadistic, but it gets old. People constantly hear me saying Sadistic, so I just don't want to,
Talking shit.
But I think that Sadistic is easily one of the most versatile rappers out there. Like, he'll do this shit, but give him a trap beat.
Yeah.
And watch him fucking
introduced
murder
to
it.
Maxo Cream.
Right. Like, because he's very aware of all different types of rap, but he's amazing with No, but he's also amazing with other producers.
Gotcha.
Like, basically anything I've heard him on since I've heard him, I've been like, wow, that was really fucking impressive. Rain Clouds Part 1, like Lucy Camp's verse was just, God damn, till the day you expect rain and it doesn't drop. I was like, wow, that's a really, really dope line. But then the way it rolled into Raindrops Part 2, the way he was starting every verse with that one step away, I was just like, that's gotta mean something. But when it connected after the next song, I was like, wow, this dude is really something extremely different. But man, I mean, Mothlight was just fucking incredible. Turn a hallway into a Jackson Pollock. It's just like regular rappers just don't say shit like that, you know? But the one line I did want to bring up was in You Don't Know. Yeah, when he said, looked up to God, but he jumped the shark and left me hellborn. Maybe it was a mirage or a facade that I fell for. A lot of rappers will talk about having these conflicts with religion, but they won't go deep like that.
Yeah.
But Sadistic really will make you, he'll put these ideas out there that will really make you stop and think like, damn, I never looked at it that way. I will admit, most times I'm not able to connect his concepts all the way. Like, I know this is a theme, this album is a theme. I don't think it really has anything to do with him going out to space or anything. I think it's more him looking at the world and just being like, I'll get back to this when this shit makes sense. Because what's going on with humanity is totally fucked up. But when you look at a song like The Earth is Empty and you start really thinking about that, I think some people will be like, oh, he's talking about like, you know, the earth literally being empty. But it's just like, nah, humanity is just fucked up.
Yep.
Humanity is empty. I don't know, man. It
Need
really,
a solo review, huh?
I mean, I'm glad we did it here. I had so much shit for my solo review before y'all were like, yeah, let's go, you know, we're cool to do it. And I was like, all right, I'll just scrap this. But nah, man, I could probably easily sit here for fucking 30 minutes, talk about how incredible this album is and talk about how incredible his rapping is.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I feel like you now. Y'all done said damn near everything, man. I'm a fan of both. Whenever this album goes off, there's always this lasting impression that I have from just the production, like it just sticks with me like for an hour and later. And it's just so fucking amazing. What I love about No's production is, of course, the fucking bass lines are fucking insane. And he has really beautiful melodies as well. It's just incredible. Just the intro. I love the fucking intro with Burning Suns, man. And
You let it breathe too. It just was the instrumental for a minute.
I know, yeah. And then that was just the intro. I was like, oh, that's it? Shit, okay. But the one of the funniest things to me, and I don't even know if this was intentional, but when I heard it, I was like, damn, like on You Don't Know, he said, but you don't hear me though. Scarface had that on one of his albums. I think The World Is Yours. And every time I hear him say, "But you don't hear me though," I think about that fucking song, and I don't know why, and I was like, "Damn, did no get that from Scarface?" Sadistic, yeah, but kind of reference that Scarface shit.
Probably.
Every time I hear that,
sure.
man, I think about that
he's
shit.
clearly a student.
He
of
is
the
a
game.
Yeah,
serious.
that's what I said, probably.
And I got that from just the conversations we had with him. Just that the way he was able to reference different artists and
Yeah, he knows
stuff
a
like
lot
that.
about
He's
rap.
definitely a student of the game.
But yeah, Apple Valley, man, Cornelian. And I love Nose production on Apple Valley as well. But that's when I was like, man, here we fucking go. The run for me, man, is fucking Where You Want Me. Man, right then from 11 all the way on, oh my God, this shit just fucking, like everything was good prior to, this shit just went to a whole nother fucking level. Starting with that song, it was like
Yeah,
every song
song
after
was
that
great.
just started to hit for me.
That's a good point.
I perked up even more. And Lucy Camp just stood out to fucking me. I was like, who the fuck is this? I've never heard of Lucy Camp.
She works with No quite a bit. Tone Deaf put me on a Lucy Camp. She's dope. She's a great rapper. She's a great singer. She even did like a weird, like a synth pop album, and it was fucking great.
Maybe I just never paid attention. But yeah, I was like, oh my God, this perfect person is amazing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Of course, the Rain Clouds 2, everything from that point on, of course, then the motherfucker hit fucking
Wait,
God.
before you move past
go
Rain
ahead.
Clouds Part 2, did you catch the line where he was talking about the apple in Eden, and he was like, why make it sweet if you don't want me to eat it?
Oh yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I
Shit
know.
like
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, why would you make this apple sweet if you won't let me eat it?
The Temptation, bro.
Yeah, it's just, man, this
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling y'all, bro.
He's dope. He's a poet, man.
Yeah. Quietest was crazy. But yeah, God mode is, I was like, what the fuck is going fucking on? And I love how he just let that motherfucker breathe before he started rapping, like 50 seconds.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah,
you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
knew it was coming.
He sure did let that shit really. Yeah.
That was like almost like his version of Mural. Because when the Mural beat starts, you don't think he's gonna
Yeah.
just go fucking bananas.
Right.
Yeah.
It built.
It's the
it
same
builds
type
up.
of. I felt the
Yeah.
same thing with God Mode. It was
Yeah.
like the beat comes in and it didn't make you think it was gonna be a whole bunch of spazzing, but then when he starts, it's like, oh,
That song had me hyped for this album when I heard that shit. I was like, oh,
and I didn't even hear.
Yeah, I
before
heard that
then,
was
so-
the one I heard. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, man,
I got
that
the
shit about to be
experience.
crazy.
And I was like, and you guys already talked about the last track, which was nuts. But the thing about God Mode, because I think I played this shit like 5 times plus, is that I could like see him when I'm listening to this. I could fucking see him just going fucking crazy. Like it was fucking nuts, man. But yeah, this shit was a stunning album. This shit was great, man.
I don't think you ever described the album as stunning
I haven't,
before.
man.
Yeah,
Shit.
stunning.
Trying to have to be, as deep as thought provoking. I had to pull out new words for him.
And, you know,
Nah, this was dope, man.
Favorite tracks, give me Burning Suns, give me Apple Valley, give me Mothlight, give me Serpents.
Serpent's Trial of Lucifer, God Mode. I like how Rain Cloud Part 1 set up Part 2, so I'm gonna go with Part 2. Give me Mothlight as 4. Damn, bro. The earth was empty.
let me get double burger. So I'm just like, let me God Mode, definitely. God Mode, Serpents, Mothlight, Rain Clouds Part 2, and Carnelian.
My favorite tracks are God Mode, of course. Where You Want Me. I'm actually gonna go with Rain Clouds Part 1. Let me get You Don't Know, man. I'm gonna go with Serpents.
Serpents is dope, bro.
You got to cut me off, son. You got to cut me off. You got to cut me off. So I'm gonna go. You Don't Know. I'm gonna go Ghostly Key because again, the lyrics on that. The lyric was the link between the music and the woe is me is finding beautiful and hopeless things. That's what the lyric was, and that's incredibly dope to me. Carnelian, 27 Club, Blue Tree Meadow. God Mode and Serpents.
How to pull a FIFO.
Got to.
No, and Sadistic, if y'all watching. Overall, good project. For me, it was a bit too moody. Honestly, Sadistic, I think I prefer you over Trap Beats. But again, that's my intro to you. I like you there. This, I feel like it's more, you felt more comfortable, but personally, I like you over there more. Overall, good album. The guys gave you a whole bunch of compliment. I'm more in the middle. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. Just not a lot of replay value for me, but you know what I'm saying? Not a bad album.
Knowing Sadistic, if you're watching, I start with no, man. First of all, I'm always indebted to you, and I always appreciate you for your contributions to the joint thing we did with Salem Songs, man, with the beats that you sent in for us. Like, I just couldn't believe the folder that you sent for us for artists to pick beats from. What you brought on this album, soundscape wise, was amazing, man. It felt like a fucking movie. I really wonder, like, did you guys like get together and kind of figure this out, or did you just kind of have something like there for him to just kind of float over? I would kind of want to know that, because it just sounds so good together. Like,
They're both in Cali. I would assume that they.
Okay, Sadistic, bro. I've already said it in the review. Like, you clearly are like hella intelligent, and I think that shows with the way you're able to just construct flows, ideas, references that you make, the poetry in the songs, bro. Like, you have it all. Like I said, the only gripe that I usually have is just the white man cadence thing. But I can quickly get over that because you're just so talented with the bars and everything, man. So hats off to you, bro. Like, I definitely see, I think I might have said this before, but I definitely see why Mike normally has you number one in his list, if not, you know, somewhere up there in the list. You did a great job on this, man. You created a dope ass album. So, you know, thank you guys for the project.
Knowing Sadistic, if you're watching, great follow-up. I agree with Mike. This is actually better, as much as I enjoyed y'all first project together. Sadistic, man, like your flows, your cadence, everything on this production. No, you did your damn thing. I think I mentioned it before when we reviewed the Blockhead album. Like, him, y'all like definitely names should be brought up more when it comes to some of the best producers in this hip hop culture, man. So thank you. Great job with this damn album, Sadistic. I mean, of course, because of Mike C-Town here. Yes, you know, you always gained a new fan here. So I'm always checking out the stuff that you do, and no, keep doing your thing as well, man. So good job.
Great album, man. And I'm glad we got around to doing this on the channel. It's been a while. So just you've been putting out work and stuff like that. No, incredible production as always. Sadistic, incredible rapping and as always, and songs as well. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience for 56 minutes, man, and I think it was an enjoyable 56 minutes. And I don't think, you know, at once I was like, man, is this thing still going? I think it, as the album went on, just picked up more momentum, and I think that was dope. So great work, and keep it up.
I'll start with no real quick. I mean, you seriously gave Sadistic some of your best beats. Like, these beats are absolutely incredible. The layers, the samples, the bass lines, the drums, this shit sounds immaculate. I'm in awe of how you're able to do this over and over and over again and not be on everybody's tongues when they talk about producers. I just don't get it. You're one of my favorite easily, and this is some of your best work. And Sadistic, you already know, man, like, I really find you to be one of the best writers in rap right now, easily. I'm glad we got to do this on the big channel, you know, because as much as I talk about you on my little small channel, I'm glad we're getting this word out to a lot more people. People really need to be paying way more attention to your versatility, your rhyme schemes, your flow patterns. You laid some amazing bars on this project. And what I've always loved about you is your ability to say things that are already in my head. Like when you said, music is the language. When life becomes a prison, you can use it to escape it. That's been my motto literally since I was like 13. And that's what I've always used music for. And yeah, man, you're fucking incredible. No, you're incredible. You guys as a team are absolutely incredible. This album is, it's so good. I broke my mic, bro. Lip ass
so
Mike. It's so good. Look, I'll finish it like a rapper. Right? This shit is dope, bruh. I'm really proud of y'all, and I cannot wait to see if y'all do some more work together.